thanks for stopping on my channel. My name's Ashley. I wouldn't say a homestead, more of a hobbystead. I don't really live too much off of my land just yet. I'm just kind of doing stuff that just fun and interesting to me. For example, I've got some chickens who are pecking away at the face on that pumpkin. And I've also got some rabbits and a couple ducks running around here as well. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you stick with me. I've got DIY stuff, vlogs, stuff to just chat about. I'm very new at this, so go easy on me. But I just wanted to share what I'm doing and get ideas to bounce back from other people, or, oh, there's one of my ducks. Just hang out with people online. It was just something interesting that I wanted to try. I've been getting a lot of ideas from other people who run their own homestead YouTube videos. I've been inspired by one of my friends to try and do YouTube videos as well. She's definitely been coaxing me to try and do some. So here I am trying it out. I tend to ramble quite a bit when I'm talking and I have no speech in front of me, not planned out whatsoever. So bear with me. I'm gonna maybe edit some of the videos. It's gonna take a while for me to get some stuff up and running. I don't plan on doing anything too routine. It's basically whenever I've got time to make these videos or whenever I remember to actually start doing them. I would like to do quite a bit of them, but life happens. Who knows what's going to happen in the future. So here's to me trying something new. I'm going to be doing some chores around my backyard. The chicken run that I have is basically just a big electric fence around my chicken coop and my carport that I'm sitting under. And I'll show you the tour of the whole backyard, but I use an electric fence because I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got a neighbor down the way there who's got huskies. They like to escape quite a bit, and my yard is a very fun yard for them to enjoy. So I use the electric fence. It also does keep the chickens in pretty well. They don't fly over it, and they've learned to stay away from the fence, so they don't really challenge it. But this fence also protects against other predators, and I like it a lot. I don't plan on going back to anything else, especially because I can actually move this fence around quite a bit. So let me get you into that tour, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here is my backyard so far. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's always been a work in progress ever since I started with my chickens and my rabbits back in 2021, the beginning of 2021. But yes, this is the electric fence I was telling you about. I've got a little makeshift door that I thought was going to be temporary, but has stuck with me for a little over a year now. I do need to put that to better use, but it encircles around the back of my chicken coop here, around the back of my carport, and it comes out this way. I have this little area I set up for the ducks, but they have decided they wanted to intermingle with the chickens, so that's also a work in progress. I haven't had ducks before. I haven't had them for a full year yet, so I'm still learning and getting there. But it's a little bit of a mess. Like I said, I'm doing some cleaning right now, so I've got stuff all over the place. But the chickens have definitely found the pumpkin and have been making good use of it. So like I said before, this is my chicken coop. It's nothing too fancy, nothing too special. I tried making a ramp before, but the cinder blocks seem to have worked better. Plus, whenever I do have little babies running around, I tend to stack the bricks up. That way the babies can jump up as well. But it's a good size chicken coop. But let me give you a quick tour of the inside. So this is the inside. Once again, like I said, I'm cleaning. So I've got stuff going on. Ooh, I got an egg up in top there. The white one and the brown one are fakes to try and get them to lay in those nest boxes. But I got a blue egg up there, which is nice. So I can come in through here, and then here's the door to get into the chicken coop itself. But I can just come in here and grab the eggs without going into the chicken coop and getting all gross and disgusting. But come on in here. I gotta remove those pipes. They were my feeders, but I found a different method, and I can show you that in a minute too. But got the roosts here. A little dirty, but what do you expect from a chicken coop? Got all my nest boxes. And I gotta fix my door here too. In total, I have 9 chickens, but I just got 2 more chickens today. They're in quarantine / get used to the rest of the flock, but safely cage. So hopefully in a day or 2, they will be introduced to the rest of the flock without the cage protecting them, but we'll see how they go. I don't have names for these 2 yet, but everybody else has a name. For example, this one here is Lavender. That's Pepper. Lois. Fox, named after Harry Potter Phoenix. This little girl down here is Gemini. That's my big boy, Charlie. He's the best rooster I've ever had, and I've had a couple of them. That's Geraldine, this cream leg bar right here. I had to name her Geraldine. My boyfriend wanted me to name one of my chickens Jerry, so I compromised, and it's Geraldine. This here is Princess Pumpernickel. One of the neighborhood kids named her for me. And let's see, I've got this one here is Lacey. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. I think she's going through a molt right now, so she doesn't look too pretty. But I think that's all of them. And then, like I said, these 2 don't have a name just yet. So I've gone through different styles of feeders and waterers for my chickens. I'm in North Carolina, in the eastern part of it, so we don't really freeze too much out here. This will be the first winter that I'm using this waterer, but I've used a waterer similar to this last winter, and it seemed to do pretty well, but we'll have to see how this one goes. But this feeder here is also new. These were both built like a month ago, and they're doing very well. Currently, this is my oldest rabbit. Her name is Socks. She's very skittish, but she's friendly at the same time. But both of her front feet are white, as you can see. And she's got that little stripe up one side of her body, but the rest of her is like a steel blue color. She's a purebred New Zealand rabbit, and she's given me 1 litter, and I've kept one of the boys from her only litter. You'll see him in a minute, but I'm trying to go from New Zealand to Rex rabbits. I started off with New Zealand's back in 2020, actually, October 2020, and I like them. They're nice, but I got a Rex not too long ago, and she's so much more friendly. I enjoy working with her a lot more than I do with my New Zealands. So currently I only have 3 rabbits. There's 2 New Zealands and a Rex rabbit. So first of the introductions is Socks. I have this contraption. It's a rabbit tractor, but it's not entirely finished. She was actually starting to get depressed because she used to live, I don't know if you can see it, in one of these cages here, on the 4x4 rabbit hutch system that I've made. I designed it after Teal Homestead's hutch, so shout out to her. I love watching her videos. She's one of my inspirations for a lot of the stuff that I've made or have done. So that's one of the projects that I've made. This here, it used to be a rabbit hutch. This was actually my first rabbit hutch. It was up on legs. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture to show you guys about this one. But it was on legs. It actually held 2 rabbits at once. There was a divider in there, and I didn't like how small the space was, so I took the divider out. So this was only a 1 rabbit hutch, but I haven't really liked using this hutch because it was not my design. I didn't actually design this one at first, but after a while I realized I would probably get better use out of it when I put it into a tractor. So I'm actually transferring my rabbits from that hutch system to tractors. I'm trying this one out. It's new. I haven't done this for a whole year yet. I've had tractors for quite a while, but I've only really used them for grow outs when I had babies. But I actually prefer using the tractors. I'm going to be making a lot more. That'll be a DIY video that I will share with you. But I prefer the tractors because the rabbits just feel or seem happier when they're on the ground, when they've got a lot more space to roam around with. And I still have them with a little space off the ground. So I don't know if you can see it, but this area here is right on the ground, and then there's a little lip that brings them up off the ground so they can get up off of it if it rains really heavily, or if they just want to get up off the ground. But like I said, it's not completely finished. I'm using one of her old houses that was actually built for this hutch previously when it was a hutch, but I'm using it as a hidey home area for her first. I will be making a bigger space for her to hide in once I get some more pallet wood. But for now, this is it. She's happy, she's safe, and it's working. So this is my very first tractor I ever made. I designed it based off of Teal Homestead again. I made it my own in a little bit of a ways too, though. For one thing, I'm adding wheels to my tractors because this thing is heavy and it's quite annoying to drag across the ground. But it's still a work in progress. I will show you what I'm going to be adding to it when I show you my second tractor, which you can see in the background there. But remember how I said that Socks had a litter and I kept one of her babies? Meet Snoot. He is also a purebred New Zealand. He should be a blue New Zealand, but I don't know what happened. I know Socks is a broken New Zealand, but she's not really broken. It's kind of weird with the coloring. I'm not entirely sure, or I'm not really good with different colors. Like if they're solid colors, then yeah, I can tell you it's a blue New Zealand or it's a red New Zealand. But when it comes to booted or broken, or I don't know, I'm not that good at it. But Snoot, his dad was Orion, Orion was a blue tort, New Zealand, who had a milk mark on his mouth. It was like a white spot on his chin, which I thought was super cute. But I bred him to socks, and this was the only baby that came out with coloring, like different coloring, so like patterns. Snoot, obviously he has that white nose. He's got one white paw. So he got the nose from his dad and the white paw from his mom, which I thought was super cute. And I said, if he's a boy, I'm going to keep him. And sure enough, he's a boy. So he's my only buck that I've got currently. He's kind of skittish. I wish I had given him more attention. But when he was born, I had just gotten my puppy, and that took a lot more of my attention than I had liked. But like I said, I am diverting my attention from New Zealand's to Rex rabbits. But for now, we'll see what he throws. But anywho, so this is, like I said, my first tractor. Still a work in progress, like I said. I gotta try and put this bucket on the tractor. That way I don't have to keep moving the whole bucket and then moving the tractor at the same, or at different times. And it's not very convenient. But I'll show you the tractor that I built second, because Sox's tractor was my third tractor. That was just kind of like a hodgepodge last minute, let's just throw this together thing. So let me show you the one that I actually took a lot of pride into designing better based off of what I've noticed with this tractor and what worked better for me. So this is my second tractor. Once again, it has wheels. It is actually built with pallet wood, which I think is actually really cute. And I know one of my first videos shows me building this water setup, which is actually working really well. I need to stop the leaking on it, but it's a design that I have come up with that I'm hoping to do an addition on it for winter time. So this will be like the spring, summer, fall setup. And then in the winter time, I'm hoping to have it where all of the tractors are in like a triangle or a circle or what have you, where they connect from one bucket down the pipe, obviously to the water nipple, and then another tube connects to the next tractor and then the next tractor, and just have them running in a cycle with a pump. So that's my idea for the winter time. But currently, I'm just gonna work on this for all of the tractors, and then I'll work on the winter setup. But this is my second tractor, and I'm really happy with how this one came out. So with the first tractor and the third, like I've shown you in the third one, it has obviously the ground area, but then it has a lip to get off of the ground. I didn't do that with my first tractor, but then later on I did it with it because I wanted to have them up off the ground. Here in North Carolina, we get a lot of rain sometimes, so my backyard likes to get lots of puddles everywhere. So I designed that for them to get up off of the ground, to get off of the rain and everything like that. And I designed this one a little bit better than the first one, because the first one was kind of like, oh shoot, I should probably do that. But this one, I was like, I'm designing it with that in mind. So that's how that one went. But let me show you one of the additions that I came up with. Actually, no, I lied. I didn't come up with this. Somebody else on YouTube, I'll link that in the description. They had this kickstand idea, so I'm not going to take credit for it. I can't remember who it was, to save my life. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but I will definitely link you in there and give you credit for that. That is something that I will be adding to all of my tractors. I have not gotten around to it just yet, but it is a game changer when it comes to opening these, because I have them all open from the top, and with the winds here I have added this chain. That way it doesn't actually swing all the way the heck back. But this tractor here, you can see the roof is kind of funky. I'm planning on getting some metal to put on top of the roof, just so that it's sturdier and it's not going to chip, because the sun beating down on that causes it to chip. So I'm going to get metal instead. You live and learn. But this tractor here, I designed this feeder for the rabbits. I believe I also found this design, well, a little similar design from another YouTuber. But this one here, I added a second side to it. So that way, when I've got babies, I don't run out way too quickly. This one, I know I got this idea from another YouTuber. I'm going to see if I can try and find that video of what he had done. And I'll link that one in the description as well. So I can't take credit for it, but I can say that I added to it and made it a little bit more my own design. And this is my Rex rabbit here. Her name is Amber. She is a broken and or booted caster Rex, and she is so cute. You saw her in one of my other videos where my dog was actually sitting with her and she was just curious looking at it, and she's just so much more personable, I guess is a good way to explain it. So much more curious and just more enjoyable to work with. She hasn't given me a litter just yet because she became of age during the summertime to give babies. Actually, I think she turned 1 in October. I'll have to look at her pedigree. But she's going to be bred in a couple days. So hopefully we'll get a litter out of her and see what kind of broken caster New Zealand mix. Because I don't have any other Rexes. Unfortunately, my other Rex buck broke his back in his cage. And it just was not a, like, I couldn't take care of a broken backed rabbit. But he was really pretty. At some point I will end up getting another Rex male, but I'm going to be doing some mix babies and see what the difference is between mix and purebred New Zealands, just to get a different idea on what comes out of that cross. But that's Amber, and that is my last rabbit. But this is her little house. I wasn't planning on having the little hideaway, having 2 openings to it, but after watching her use this, I think I like it this way. She gets to go in one door and then have the sense to be able to run out the other door if she needs to. I've watched it happen, and she seems to enjoy running around that way. So gives a sense of, hey, I've got a back door exit to get away from whatever is going on. But yeah, so all of my new tractors and my current ones, I'm going to be getting the kickstand. They're going to get wheels. They're going to get the bucket on the back, and they're going to get that water nipple set up in the back there as well. So that's my current design. I based it off of, like I said, I based it off of Teal Homestead, but I made a couple adjustments and differences to make it work better for me. So that's the tour of my Hobbystead. Hoped you liked it. It's, like I said, a mess currently. I'm actually active duty in the military, and I was deployed over the summer. So a lot of this was kind of just stuff I was going to get to in the summertime, but never actually got the chance to do. So now I'm trying to get to it, but holidays are getting in the way. I know Thanksgiving was last month. This is the first weekend in December right now, and I've been trying to get through it. I mean, I was sick last week too. My voice is kind of weird still, but it's getting better. So I'm just enjoying this nice warmer day in December to try and get some of this cleaned up and organized. And if you'd like to continue watching, I'm just going to do a montage of the cleanup and hope you enjoy it. So thanks for stopping by.